That night, I was supposed to die. Even now, years later, when my heart starts racing at the memory, I can still recall the sound of that moment. The air, even the weight of the cold, pressing against my skin. I was 15. A child, but already too broken to feel like one. Running away from home felt like freedom. The walls at home were closing in. Everyone was speaking, but no one heard me. So one night, I slipped out quietly, a few coins in my pocket, fear sitting heavy in my chest. My sister lived in another city. I wanted to be with her. I thought she would understand me, maybe even protect me. All I wanted was someone to say, "It's okay now." But that night, no one said it. I had memorized her ID number. I needed it to buy a train ticket. My palms were sweating when I told the ticket clerk the numbers, but my voice didn't shake. I got the ticket. At that moment, I felt brave. Running away seemed simple. I didn't yet know that sometimes running away only brings you straight into the arms of your worst nightmare. The train left close to midnight. March nights are cruelly cold. I watched the yellow lights of the station flicker through the window as the city faded behind me. The carriage was quiet, people lost in their own worlds. I had a small backpack on my lap, a few coins in my pocket. I pressed my head against the cold glass and told myself that everything would be fine. An old man was sitting across from me. The moment he noticed me, his eyes locked onto mine. That look, I'll never forget it. It wasn't kind or curious, it was something else, something that made my stomach twist. I turned away, but I could feel his eyes. Every few seconds, I saw him smile faintly, that slow, knowing smile. After a while, I leaned toward the woman sitting next to me, middle-aged, reading a magazine, and said softly, "Could we switch seats?" She looked up briefly, then nodded. We switched. I thought I'd feel safer. I was wrong. The old man tilted his head, and even from the new seat, I saw that smile again. He didn't stop looking. It felt like he was enjoying my discomfort. I said nothing. I just turned toward the dark window and tried to disappear into it. Hours later, the train arrived in the city. Dawn hadn't yet broken. The platform lights felt harsh, unfriendly. I got off, surrounded by strangers, not knowing where to go. My sister didn't know I was coming, and I didn't have a phone. I spotted a woman standing nearby and walked up to her. "Excuse me, could I use your phone to call my sister?" I asked. She studied me for a moment, then handed it over. I dialed my sister's number. It rang and rang, but she didn't answer. Just that endless ringing, stretching out into silence. I thanked the woman, handed the phone back, and started walking. The air was sharp and heavy. The city was unfamiliar. Every street looked the same. Then I felt it, that eerie prickle on the back of my neck, the sense of being watched. I turned my head and froze. He was there, the same man from the train, the same black hood, the same hat, the same gray jacket, and that same sick smile. My stomach dropped. I turned away quickly, blending into the moving crowd. My footsteps grew faster. My heart pounded so hard it hurt. "You're imagining it," I whispered to myself. "Is not him." But every corner I turned, every echo of a step behind me, said otherwise. Soon the crowd thinned. The lights faded. I found myself walking down a narrow street I didn't recognize. The buildings were old, damp, the walls covered in peeling paint and moss. I stopped, suddenly aware that the street didn't seem to have an exit. My breath came out in shaky bursts. I turned around. Nobody. I let out a slow, shaky sigh, then I heard it. Tap, tap, tap. Footsteps. Slow, steady, deliberate, coming closer. He stepped out from the shadows. His face looked pale, expressionless. His voice was low and rough when he spoke. "Why are you running from me, sweetheart?" I stepped back. "Leave me alone," I said, but my voice barely came out. He grinned wider. "We're going to get to know each other," he said. He lunged forward, grabbing my arm. His hand was freezing. I tried to scream, but the fear choked me. He pulled me toward a dark, abandoned building. The door creaked open. The air inside smelled like mold and rot. The floorboards groaned under our feet. "If you scream, it'll be worse," he whispered. His hand covered my mouth. I couldn't breathe. My tears fell hot and fast. He pushed me against the wall. His breath was right by my ear. My heartbeat thundered so loudly I could barely hear anything else. Then, voices. Distant, then closer. Footsteps outside, the man froze. That pause, that heartbeat of hesitation, was my chance. I screamed with everything I had left. "Help!" My voice echoed through the empty building. The man cursed under his breath and turned toward the door. Two men burst inside. One swung a stick, the other grabbed him. The old man stumbled, fell to the ground. The struggle was brief, chaotic. Then he broke free, darted through the door, and vanished into the dark. I collapsed. My legs wouldn't hold me. My hands were trembling uncontrollably. The men knelt beside me, one of them saying softly, "You're safe now. It's okay." But it wasn't. It would never truly be okay. They took me to the police. The lights were too bright. The questions came fast. "Do you know his name?" "No." "Can you describe him?" "Cold eyes," I said. A disgusting smile. I told them everything I could, but at some point the words just stopped coming. They called my sister. When she arrived, her face was a storm. Anger, fear, disbelief. She didn't hug me. She just said, "What were you thinking?" I couldn't answer. I just sat there, numb. That night became an official report. And that man? They never found him.